2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny. Moments away at Little Caesars Arena. It'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Milwaukee. Well, for Milwaukee, nice job they've been doing games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. Tonight, 2 teams that crash the glass. Kenny, when you think of the great rebounders in this league, what are some of their key attributes?
Oh, they get that position, and then they hold it. They maintain it. That's the key.
Maintaining the position.
Yes, because you can get pushed under. And if you come down with the rebound yourself, you can't do it, let's say, just tip it out. Great rebounders do that too. They'll just tip it out to the guards, and then we can start the fast break.
What's the key to good rebounding?
You got to assume every shot is going to be missed. And, Ernie, nothing replaces great hustle.
Oh, that's true. That is so true.
I could box you out.
I know you
I would keep you off the glass.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin Harlan standing by.
You and your 6 rings.
There you go again.
The Pistons play before the home crowd. And we've got it right here on 2K Sports, live from downtown Detroit. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. For the Milwaukee Bucks, they come in off a good outing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
And what stood out to me, Greg, was the aggressiveness. I mean, it seemed like they just were eager to get it done, wanted it a tad more than the other team.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. Now, Blake Griffin is new to Detroit, but he feels the blue-collar nature of this city suits him just fine. He said, hard work was instilled in me at a very young age. The very base of my game has always been physical. Guys, back to you.
Well, Detroit is happy to have him, David. Thanks. As the season gets longer, so does the injury list. And, Clark, you've taken a look at how you stay healthy, what these athletes have got to do, changes from era to era, but what precautions do teams take right now to ensure their players are at their very healthiest?
Well, you know, I think it's all about preventative maintenance and the really good training and medical staffs, and most of those in the NBA are excellent. Do a good job of the preseason work, the conditioning work, the customizing of routines of weightlifting and recovery for each player. And then it's a matter of the player following the protocols and his particular program so that you fight off injury. And if you do get injured, it typically isn't, you're not out for extended periods of time. So, and then the emphasis on rest cannot be overstated. Teams are doing a much better job at managing the bodies of their players.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are your small and power forwards. Malcolm Brogdon out there at Bledsoe. And it's Lopez in at the center position.
When he's on the floor, Antetokounmpo makes good things happen inside. I mean, he's got so much size and skill, a lot for the defense to try to contend with.
Griffin can't get it to go in. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Here's Bledsoe. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Stolen by Middleton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And, you know, Middleton is really dangerous on the drive. He often gets to the rim in a heartbeat and forces defenders to end up fouling.
And Chris Middleton, 2 seasons ago, tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Middleton. And Chris Middleton with maybe, Greg, his best season yet in 2017-18.
It just seems like he gets better every year. A former second-round pick, now all-star caliber. He's worked extremely hard, stayed in the lab, and now we're seeing the results.
He hits both from the stripe.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Jackson kicks to Kennard. Drummond working against Lopez. And it's Drummond missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Lopez, no luck. The Pistons have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. In the corner, it's Ellington. It's good from long range. Ellington's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Griffin against Antetokounmpo. Outside for Bledsoe. 18 feet out. Antetokounmpo, no good.
The defense was less than impressive there, but despite them not really contesting that shot, he still bricked it.
Ellington, the pass to Griffin. Here's Kennard. Plenty of space, and the shot goes down.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Takes the 13-footer, and it's in off the backboard. Griffin's got his first bucket in this one.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Now here's Brogdon. Ellington defending, and that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
And the Pistons making a change here. Smith is checked in. Now here's Bledsoe. 23 points for him the last game against Cleveland.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
Stolen by Brogdon. To the paint. Here's Antetokounmpo.
This is the kind of unselfishness you love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Smith kicks to Jackson. In the corner, it's Griffin. At the tip, and it's Eric Bledsoe with the rebound. The Bucks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. That gives them the lead.
Brogdon extremely confident because he knows he has the green light to fire off the catch.
On the wing, Jackson. Drummond.
Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yep, and that's not a winning performance. I mean, you got to tighten up the defense moving forward if you're going to get some W's.
Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And what can you say about how huge he has been for this offense? Everything he's done, from the scoring, the shooting, the playmaking, you take him out of the lineup, and there's no telling just how different this team looks.
Bledsoe outside. Passes it to Brogdon. That one falls.
Brogdon does a nice job using his body close to the basket. He's a strong guard who knows what to do down there.
To the middle. Here's Griffin. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Griffin's got his second bucket tonight. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
The Bucks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Pachulia, he's checked in for Griffin.
Shot, gentlemen.
And Robinson III comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Calderon in for Reggie Jackson. Free throw, no good for Antetokounmpo.
And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupations.
Now here is Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Calderon finds Drummond. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
No good from Gasol. And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with other stars. He's content to save outside pursuits for after his playing days are done.
John Lure, he's checked in for Detroit. Milwaukee on D. Smith dishes to Calderon. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Smith against Antetokounmpo. Smith kicks to Robinson. Smith trying to break loose. Detroit, no good that time either. Last outing for the Pistons, it was a loss to the Celtics. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And Antetokounmpo is so long. I mean, he stretches forever, covers a ton of ground.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Happy. Now here's Pachulia. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. 6 to shoot. Smith in the post. Guarded by Bledsoe. Another shot. Pachulia. Good. Pachulia's got his first 2 points.
And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
Antetokounmpo against Lure. Lob pass to Gasol. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Goes up the baseline. Here's Pachulia. Rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a 2-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And George Hills subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Shot clock at 6. Mirotic against Robinson. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And with Pau Gasol, even after almost 2 decades in the league, Greg, he is still a very effective player.
You know, Pau just never seems to get credit for how smart a player he is. When he makes a play on offense, he knows exactly how a defense will react, what will open up, and what the best options are. Kobe knows just how great a teammate Gasol is, and Gasol's knowledge of the game really on an elite level.
Pistons trail by 5. Smith outside. He kicks it to Robinson. Mirotic grabs the miss.
just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going. That's
the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Lure against Antetokounmpo. Pass to Connaughton. Over Calderon. Detroit with the rebound. Pachulia's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Robinson down low. Antetokounmpo defending. The game now all time.
And I like how Calderon kept his hands up and was ready to get a shot up as soon as the ball came his way.
Hill with it. Now Smith defending, and the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Pass to Robinson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, you went around, what, 6'8", 6'9" or so, very versatile, able to shoot. Certainly, we saw that in college and pro. Which players nowadays, if you had to say, hey, that kind of reminds me of how I used to play?
Well, you know, you think about a guy like Tobias Harris, really solid, can do a little bit of everything. Kyle Kuzma, the outstanding first-year player, just finished his first year with the Lakers. I like Thaddeus Young, even though he's a lefty. Good size, gets to the glass, puts it on the floor okay. But those would be Kyle Kuzma and probably Tobias Harris, guys that remind me a little of myself back in the day.
Wonderful players. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Against Cleveland, he was really on his game. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
That one from long range. Robinson's got 5 now.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Smith. The Bucks also with the sub. Lopez, he's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bucks trail by 3. Hill left side. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Hill's got his first points of the night.
Terrific speed and understated athleticism from Hill. I mean, all he needs is a little room to attack, and then he'll exploit it with fervor.
Unloads from 13. Jackson misses.
You must make that one. Even with the defense present, these are shots you have to finish.
That's tipped. 1:46 left in the first quarter. Calderon kicks to Lure. Over to the wing. The pass to Calderon. Just 5 on the clock. Jackson from long range. Rebounded by the Bucks.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
Agreed. I mean, when the defense is right there, you got to move the ball, make the extra pass. That's a case of a poor shot selection.
1:09 left to play in the first quarter. Robinson kicks to Lure. Jackson against Ilyasova. Knocked loose at the elbow. It's Jackson. Jackson missing again.
Tell you, that is not what they want. A contested jump shot, defense right on it. You need to get a better shot than that.
And there's the call on Pachulia. That's his first foul for the Pistons. Andre Drummond's checked in for Pachulia. Griffin comes in for Lure. And it's Luke Kennard in for Jose Calderon. Now here is Hill. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
Now, you look at George Hill's game, and he doesn't wow you in any way, but he's a complete basketball player. Strong outside shooter, but might be most valuable defensively. Often regarded as one of the best defensive guards in the league.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And with a percentage of 82, he's been one of their more dependable shooters from the line.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And Hill is really kind of a nice, subtle mix of explosiveness and outstanding defense. A guy who plays both ends of the floor with equal efficiency and effectiveness.
Both shots good from the stripe. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Here's Kennard. Top of the key, Griffin. Kicks it to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. A second chance effort. And it's Drummond missing.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
For Milwaukee, they have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. No good on the second free throw. Now here's Jackson. Here's Kennard. Here's Robinson. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Robinson's got 7 points. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Milwaukee on top. They're up by 1. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player, because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10 in all those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 10 player with his skill set and physical tools, Greg. He can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Yeah, nice beginning so far. This is how you play out of the gate.
The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Wayne Ellington. And it's Kennard in at the 3 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Good on that shot. And with that, the Bucks' lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Griffin. The Bucks shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want when they want it. Now here's Lopez. He's coming off a 10-point game against Cleveland.
Kudos to him for his energy, especially on the glass where he was an absolute beast.
Hill against Jackson. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. They get the rebound. Second shot opportunity. The shot's good from Kennard. Kennard's got his second basket.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Griffin. He's coming off a 22-point game against Boston. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Well, I tell you what, I like the clip he's shooting at. Extremely effective. If you're on defense now, you got to get the ball out of his hands.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Pau Gasol is checked in for Lopez. Chris Middleton comes in for Ilyasova. Brogdon, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for George Hill. And Bledsoe, here we go. Middleton inside the three-point line. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist in this one. And Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in the season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's Kennard. Now the feed to Drummond. Rejected by Gasol.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And Middleton kicks to Brogdon. The shot, no good. And the Pistons now going the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
Now here's Drummond. 23 points for him the last game against Boston.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. Here's Drummond after Eric Bledsoe's score. Looking to end the run. Outside for Jackson. Stolen by Bledsoe. Outside Mirotic. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. And now it's an 11-point Bucks lead. The Pistons have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Clark, you had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate. Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me, break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do, but I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
Smith checked in for the Pistons. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Antetokounmpo's checked in. In the corner, Middleton with it. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Middleton's got 10 points in the game.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Smith scanning the floor. Feeds to Drummond. Gets that one to drop. A rare make, bumping him up to 3 for 10.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here's Bledsoe. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, their offense has really been productive this half, and I absolutely love the shots they've taken so far.
To the inside. Out to Smith. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Here's Drummond. Rejected by Gasol.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And, you know, it's obvious why Antetokounmpo is an MVP candidate. I mean, he's a ferocious player, great competitive spirit, tremendous work ethic, and highly skilled. He wants to dominate.
Here's Smith. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Bounce pass, Smith. Griffin attacking. Back to Smith. 5 to shoot. Over Bledsoe. The Pistons rebound. Griffin. The putback. And Drummond is right there.
Boy, I like the activity of Drummond on the glass. I mean, he's so big and active. Excellent timing and hands. Always pounding and grinding for offensive rebounds.
Now, here's Brogdon. 11 points for him in that last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
So it's the Pistons now after Chris Middleton missed from long range.
You talk about passing. Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And you might have heard this story about Giannis growing a couple of inches since he was drafted, but how about the strength this kid has added? Under 200 pounds as a rook, he's added a good 35 pounds of muscle through his dedication in the weight room.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. Lure comes in for Blake Griffin. Robinson's checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Calderon in for Wayne Ellington. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's his first foul. Hill, he's checked in for Brogdon. Lure against Antetokounmpo. Robinson kicks to Smith. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Hill. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing to the paint. Here's Gasol, and he gets it to go. And the Bucks lead by 16. And you talk about Antetokounmpo's strength, Clark. It serves him well with his attacking style.
No question about it, Kevin. I mean, he used to just try to blow by defenders. Now he'll go right through you. He'll get his weight into you, get you on your heels, and then with that unbelievable reach, you've got no chance.
And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. There's the triple. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Bledsoe. Gasol's got 5 points now this quarter.
Decent at spotting his teammates. You know, Bledsoe is good, I think, at reading the defense and then recognizing when he's got an open teammate.
Now here's Pachulia. Pistons passing it around. Calderon passes to Smith. Rocket 6. Over Hill. And Lure wide open. He shoots it, and it falls over the rim and in. Lure's got his first 2 points of the night. Milwaukee leading by 17. Here's Bledsoe, and he banks in the layup.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Detroit's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Robinson. Here's Pachulia, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Here's a chance to take a look at the Pistons and how they rank in the NBA right now.
And you go back to their second chance points. Very productive in that regard. I love to watch them work. They have that sixth sense, if you will, for sneaking inside and anticipating the path of the ball.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And the Bucks back in 2001, advancing to the conference finals. In the subsequent 17 seasons, Clark, they've yet to win a playoff series. Is this the year?
Well, when you have a top 5 caliber player in Giannis Antetokounmpo, expectations rise, and you do have a better chance to advance in the playoffs. Earning a top seed, though, I think is important because that gives you home court advantage, which we know is helpful. Well, for the Bucks in 2017, it was the opening of their new state-of-the-art team facility. A year later, right next door, they've inaugurated their new home arena.
Here's Smith, following the basket by George Hill. To the middle. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And the Bucks sparing no expense with all these new assets.
Well, to bring top talent in and compete with the best, you need to create a winning environment and culture. The Bucks making those investments.
Pistons trail by 18. Robinson finds Smith. And here is Lure. Antetokounmpo defending. 6 on the shot clock. Lure the pass to Robinson. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. Hits it from three-point range. Calderon's got his second bucket of the night.
All sorts of pressure coming his way on that shot, but Calderon wasn't fazed in the slightest.
Hill dishes to Antetokounmpo. It's back to Hill. Inside. Lopez, no luck.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they need to continue to press that advantage. They've got to get back to that. Don't go away from that. It's been working so well for them. Stay with it.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. The finish, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That giant wingspan of Antetokounmpo, man, wreaking havoc on opposing players and really mucking up passing lanes too, man. He can be everywhere with that ferocious motor and those long arms.
And our 2K leaderboard up on the screen now, giving you a look at the small forward position and the players with the most rebounds per game this year. Number 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
There are plenty of above-average rebounders at his position, but he is way above average.
Well, it's about his instincts, excellent instincts, and he uses his speed really well to beat bigger guys to the right spots, establish good position, and then haul in those boards.
And he makes the first. And the Bucks making a change here. Mirotic is checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
Here's Pachulia after the basket by Nikola Mirotic. Pachulia, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. The Pistons have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Pachulia. The Pistons making a change here. Galloway's checked in. And Pachulia drops them both. 30 seconds left to play here in the half. Lure against Antetokounmpo. Passes it to Connaughton. From 12 feet out. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And the basket is good. There's 10 seconds left now here in the second. Hill deciding where to go with it. Fires the three. And so it's Milwaukee riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, you guys were able to get the lead. What was the key to getting all those open shots?
It was just getting stops, getting rebound, getting out and pushing, finding lanes, finding open guys.
And you made the most of it, Chris. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, they knocked the wind out of the defense in transition, converting fast break baskets in volume. It's a runaway lead right now. In fact, this looks like a track meet.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's been fun to watch, partner, because not only is he shooting a high percentage, a good percentage, he's also carrying the team.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Bucks. Giannis is down low with Lopez. Malcolm Brogdon out there at Bledsoe. And it's Middleton in at the 3.
And Eric Bledsoe, so gifted athletically. He's got to learn to read the game as fast as he plays it, and that's a process. Staying under control, using change of pace, those are things he can tighten up.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Lobbed up there for Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam. Great game for him, double-double now. 10 points and 14 rebounds. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Absolutely awesome to watch Antetokounmpo rise up for these throwdowns. I mean, it's really quite easy for him.
And playing under Chauncey Billups and Chris Paul, Eric Bledsoe got the message about playing Clark at 2 speeds.
Well, you know, it's almost like baseball. You've got to have a little change of pace in your game, the changeup to keep hitters off balance in baseball, same in basketball. And his strength helps him too now. He can hold off his defender while he downshifts to make decisions with the ball.
Basket counts, and the Bucks lead by 17.
And, you know, Lopez is very much a real threat to drop one in from that range. I mean, he's an excellent shooter for his size.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
You know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
Bledsoe against Jackson. Bledsoe finds Lopez. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 9 assists now tonight. Pistons trail by 19. Pass to Kennard. Back to Jackson. Drummond with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Here's Griffin. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Yeah, he's become very reliable with that mid-range jump shot. The defense can't let him get comfortable from there.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Griffin against Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
You know, it's so rare to see a player who really struggles at the free throw line dramatically improve their free throw percentage. But that's exactly what Andre Drummond did last season, taking it from the 30s, how about up into the 60s. And let's check out some stats for Brogdon. Really been a key contributor over the past month. He's averaging 11 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Here's Kennard. He's got 6. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And 60% of the free throw line, below average for an NBA player, but for Drummond, it changes everything.
I mean, opposing teams much less likely to use that hack-a-shack method. That keeps him on the floor and, more importantly, allows him to be aggressive offensively and just attack the rim.
And so he hits the technical free throw. So it's Detroit now. Here's Griffin. His 3-pointers off the mark. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's an 18-point lead. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Back to Jackson. Shoots. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit, but the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And let's bring up a list of point guards that over the last month have been on fire from three-point land. 5th, Eric Bledsoe.
You know, if there are no other options available, any of these guys can just step back and knock down a triple. Great backup plan for any point guard to have.
Well, forget about using it as a backup plan. With the numbers this group puts up from deep, I think it should be plan A to have them stroking it from 3.
Now here's Middleton. He's got 10. Sinks the triple. Middleton's got 13. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17 battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
Now here's Ellington. Chris Middleton unable to get his last shot to go. A rebound by Gasol.
You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ... Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle of spreading it around.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Griffin inside. Antetokounmpo defending. Outside for Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Detroit, no good that time either.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Griffin against Antetokounmpo. Will it go? Again, the miss by the Pistons. Milwaukee's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly.
And quite honestly, guys, Antetokounmpo, get that name right, folks. He's one of the most unique, talented players in the league. I mean, long arms, which really create a lot of problems for the defenders, whether he's passing or shooting.
2 shots.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo has really learned how to get himself to the foul line. It's one of the easiest ways to score the ball. He gets to the stripe at a higher clip with each passing year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Thonmaker's checked in for Griffin. Calderon comes in for Wayne Ellington. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. Here's Smith. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Drummond passes to Calderon. Goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Drummond. Drummond's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
Well, he's done it again right there on the offensive glass. I mean, it's a great stretch that he's having here, and boy, I really admire his energy.
Now here's Middleton. He's got 13. He gets that one.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Here's Pachulia. It's deflected.
Boy, the defensive chops of Ilyasova really coming into play here. I mean, quite surprising, actually impressive at how good he is at timing those shot blocks.
To the paint. It's stolen by Maker. Here's the break. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his 1st foul. Lures checked in for Detroit. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Here's Smith. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Antetokounmpo.
And what a big-time game we've seen from him. He's been the one looking to create and get a shot each trip down the floor. Every time a shot falls, his confidence just grows and grows. Just an all-around tremendous offensive showing.
First free throw is good.
And, you know, Smith, the former Demon Deacon, he's a savvy veteran whose passing and shooting really can frustrate opponents.
Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for the Pistons. Luke Kennard comes in for Jose Calderon. He's perfect from the line this time. Milwaukee leading by 23. Hill with it. He's got 8. Outside Mirotic. And it's Lure with the rebound.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here is Smith. Excellent D there from Hill. Connaughton kicks to Mirotic. And the Bucks miss again. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Pat Connaughton. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for Pat Connaughton. Bounce pass Smith. Robinson against Mirotic. Back to Robinson. 5 on the clock. Pass to Kennard. Lets it go from deep. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Kennard's got 10 points in the game.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it.
And a chance here to see where the Bucks currently sit in the NBA statistically.
And going back to their scoring average, I think it really gives them confidence. They go into every game knowing that they're going to get buckets. And a few key stops here or there, and most nights, that's all it takes.
Here's Kennard. 10 points for him. Smith kicks to Lure. Down low, and stolen by Mirotic. And here's Brogdon from the arc. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Bucks.
Defensively, they've played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Clock at 6. Robinson against Lopez. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at the Bucks. They're in the middle at 5th in the conference, looking to build on the wins as the season goes on. And checking out Detroit, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And right now for the Bucks, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Back to Robinson. The pass to Kennard. Puts up a 3. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Bucks leading by 20. Now Brogdon. He's got 11. Outside Mirotic. Back to Brogdon. The tray. And it's Lure with the rebound.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And he dunks it down.
And this is the time they wanted to mount the rally and get back into it.
Exactly. I mean, it had to happen here in the 3rd. Now they've got the run going, and I think they've got to keep it going now.
Now here is Hill. He's got 8. And here is Brogdon. From outside the arc. Mirotic's shot is off. It's tipped. From short range, here's Lopez. Knocks down the 3 ball. Lopez has got 7 points here in this quarter.
And a nice job from Lopez to catch and shoot in a fluid motion. And for a guy as big as he is, that's really impressive.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brogdon. Here's a look now what's coming up for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Wednesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics.
You know, most teams might get worried at a long road schedule like this one, but they've been so good away from home. I think they might be looking forward to it. You have to respect what this team can do when they're in your building. Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Ilyasova against Lure. Right side, Mirotic. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
And last season, not the one Brook Lopez wanted to have before heading into free agency.
He just never seemed to find a place with the Lakers and saw his minutes decline as he wasn't in their plans. Averaged a career low in terms of minutes played per game last year. And I think he still's got a lot to offer and should bounce back closer to his all-star level of output.
Nice looking set shot for Lopez. He can stretch the floor just about to the three-point line.
And there's the feed to Griffin. Tries a three. Can't hit that one. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Bledsoe finds Mirotic. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. 7 points for Nikola Mirotic. There's 57 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Passes it to Kennard. Up top, Griffin. They double team Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Bucks with possession here. Milwaukee has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
You know, when Bledsoe is dishing it like this, it makes everybody better. Want to keep seeing him do just this.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Detroit. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Lure up top. Antetokounmpo defending. The shot's good from Ellington. 17 seconds left in the third. Bledsoe against Jackson. Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. That one, no good. And so it's Milwaukee in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Detroit's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Wayne Ellington. And it's Kennard in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Detroit right now. Drummond, nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket. Drummond's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Pistons. Milwaukee leading by 21. Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. Gasol passes to Mirotic. His three-pointers off the mark.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Here's Kennard. In terms of competitive balance, Clark, with 2-3 teams being the heavy favorites every year, what do the other teams really have to play for?
Well, first and foremost, the opportunity to rewrite that script. I mean, just because teams are heavy favorites don't mean they're going to prevail in competition. So that's the first thing. And you never know what can happen. We've talked about it before, Kevin, the unpredictability of teams and seasons, how they play out, injuries, personnel, all of that stuff factors in. So if you're a competitor, you want to knock off whoever's expected to be the top team.
Here is Ellington, following the basket by Chris Middleton. Here's Griffin. Drummond trying to get himself free, and Griffin scores. The assist by Ellington.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Bledsoe against Jackson. Antetokounmpo finds Bledsoe, and that one is good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Pass to Griffin.
Come to me.
Over onto Antetokounmpo. Griffin's shot is off.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Here's Kennard. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. For 3, Middleton, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 assists tonight. The Pistons have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the 4th quarter for them. Gasol against Drummond. Right wing. Kennard, the pass to Drummond. Just 4 to shoot. It's good.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
4th quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's Middleton. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. DJ Wilson comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Tony Snell subbed in for Mirotic.
Shooting 1.
And that one falls for Middleton.
Well, you want to talk about the smoothest players in the league? You can't forget about Chris Middleton. I mean, he's not a blow-you-away athlete, but he has really good length and a sweet stroke, and he can get his shot off anytime.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
And you look at Chris Middleton, Clark. What doesn't he do well?
You know, there's not much. He does a little bit of everything well. He's a smart, versatile defender. He can command the double team with his scoring and punish the double team with his passing as well. He can hurt you a lot of different ways, Kevin.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw, good. Drummond. Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as a franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them.
Gentlemen.
At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Commissioner Adam Silver believes, Clark, that the NBA will see its first female head coach sooner than later. What do you think?
I think it'll happen. I'm not sure exactly if it'll be sooner. I think it'll be a little time because the pipeline, I think, has to be established to where you have some candidates. And you very well could have candidates now that may not have coached in the NBA that could possibly move into a head coaching role. But I think the progression to that would require, I think, more female assistant coaches before there's a comfort level with moving in that direction from an owner standpoint.
Clark, you played for a small market team in Indianapolis, so difficult now for them to retain all-star level talent, or so it would seem.
Yeah, that's always been the case, Kevin, and I don't think that's changed much. You know, KD goes from Oklahoma City to the Bay Area. Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward go from small markets to Boston, although Kyrie was traded. Gordon Hayward was signed as a free agent. I think it's just one of those inherent issues that will continue to be a challenge for some of the small market teams. That's why the draft and developing drafted players for those teams is so critically important.
Here's Antetokounmpo after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Right side, Antetokounmpo for three. Middleton, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 6 assists now in the game. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Pistons. Drummond dishes to Jackson. Ellington kicks to Kennard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That is his first foul of the game. Both teams will make substitutions. Feeds it to Calderon. In the corner, it's Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Lopez showing off the length there to get to that shot.
A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher. And they're putting those fresh legs to good use.
Now here's Calderon. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Bad turnover, plain and simple. No other way to describe it. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds.
Milwaukee's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. And we see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players, and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
And Tony Snell, the 20th pick back in 2013 out of New Mexico.
Yeah, and it took him a while to make his mark. His first 3 seasons rather pedestrian. He was taken by the Bulls, but since joining the Bucks, his game has gone to another level.
First free throw is good. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Lopez. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. It's stolen. To the left side wing. Ilyasova, no one around him. Cans the shot with nobody near him.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Now here's Griffin. Here's Galloway. Shot clock at 5. Calderon has the open look. Sinks the three-pointer.
And if you let Calderon get set and have a good look at the basket, he's going to knock that 3 down consistently.
DiVincenzo, and he slams it one-handed.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Pass to Connaughton. One of those ongoing discussions about adding a fourth referee, Clark. Would that help us, you think, call the game more accurately?
No, it would just crowd the court more.
Right.
I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? There's a human element to everything we do. Calls are going to be missed. We've grown and gotten better and highlighting different aspects of calls, being more transparent about it. The video replay, I think, has been more good than bad in the game. There are going to be mistakes. You make them, I make them, the referees make them, coaches make them, players make them. We can't totally eliminate the human element of the game. A fourth official would not add to the ability to get more calls right. They're getting 94, 95% of them right now. You think another official is going to move the needle? Come on.
And it's Drummond missing.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Stolen by Wilson, right wing. And there's the pass to Connaughton. Rebound by the Pistons. Griffin's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And again, it's the Pistons missing. Milwaukee has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. DiVincenzo. Ilyasova can't hit. And, well, Detroit shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Pass to Galloway. You know, there's always this debate, Clark. Could the best teams 20 years ago beat the best teams of today?
I think there would be some compelling matchups, and I think you would find winners on both sides from different eras. I really do. It's hard to compare just because of the difference in eras and periods, but really good championship teams typically could handle most teams in the current era. I believe that in all sports. So compelling matchups, and I do think some teams from a couple of decades ago could handle some of the teams that we see winning championships now.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
And, Greg, you know, they're really controlling the pace and game right now, rushing, pushing the break, and leaving the defense in its wake.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Brooke Lopez is checked in for Wilson, and George Hill's subbed in for Tony Snell. And, well, Detroit shooting around 37% in the fourth quarter. The minutes starting to wear on them. Calderon taking his time here. Here's Lure. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
And that's just some great vision there from Calderon to see the wide open man for the easy make.
Hill against Smith. The 3. Hill, no good. Smith on the wing. This NBA, Clark, amazing. The potential now for some players to play into their 40s. In fact, we're seeing a couple guys in their 40s playing right now and playing well.
Yeah, you know, I thought about it when we started to see this influx, Kevin, of high school players coming into the league at 19, 20, 21 with the advancement in nutrition knowledge and training methods and preservation of the body and taking care of it, that we might see more longer careers. But if you start at 21 and play 15 years, that's still only 36. So I think we're going to see some more guys in the 40s, but I still think it's going to be a small number by and large.
And the Bucks with possession here after the basket by Detroit. Hill against Smith. Now here is Hill. Defense right on him. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Pistons. Lure's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Robinson kicks to Calderon, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Calderon's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you better believe that Calderon is comfortable out there in the mid-range. Nice shot.
Hill against Smith. Hill finds Lopez. Maker with the double team. For three, Hill bangs home the trifecta.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bucks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season.
And the loss earlier in the year must have stung a bit, because tonight they came out and made all the necessary adjustments, moving them to a record of 1 apiece here in this 4-game season series against the Pistons.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, it was nice seeing him do his thing on offense, wasn't it? Turned it up a notch and flat out pulverized the defense.
Here's Smith after the basket by Milwaukee. 34 seconds left to play here in the fourth. That's tipped. Fast break, Milwaukee. To the inside, there's Maker, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Brook Lopez.
You know, at 7'1", Maker is very hard to cover, and he uses his size to draw fouls.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Maker.
The skill set package that Maker has is intriguing. A long, lanky, big guy who can shoot it and rebound. I think he just needs to focus on being more consistent.
Outside Hill. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We're getting out in transition, trying to get defensive stops. And everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you later.